Welcome to Rare World Coins. This is rmworldcoins. Looking forward to showing you another video, and hopefully you've been watching some of my videos. I've got over 500 videos in my channel, and that should keep you pretty busy looking up coins from the US and around the world. I've been away for a little bit, but I am back and I am uploading some nice videos. People who are interested in some good key dates of US coins, some world coins that are popular in demand that will show some good growth. So, in my opinion, these coins are a good investment, not just for collecting, but also something that you can place in your collection that will show a pretty good return on your investment. Okay, you want to enjoy your collecting hobby, and of course you want to pick up some nice coins, nice conditions, and of course you want to see the increase in value in these coins. And then when you do decide to liquidate them, you should have a good return on your investment. So that's very important, especially when you get to the point where you're retiring, or if you want to pass it down to your family. They'll be happy to receive a nice gift of rare coins from you. And then when they do decide to sell, they're not going to have a big problem. Okay, so what I have here today is a collection, a small collection of some key dates, Canada dollars, early dollars, that started from 1935, and of course I only go as far as 1967, which is basically the silver portion of the Canadian Silver Series. I like to collect just the key dates and high grades, so I'm going to show you some of these coins that I have that, and I am going to give you my opinion as to the best grades to pick up, the dates, and the conditions that you want to get on these coins. Some of these coins could be common in certain grades, but when you get into higher grades, 64, 65, they are in the thousands now. And it's extremely rare that I find, NGC or PCGS, early dates, like the key dates, the 45, 46, 47 in MS65 or better. Okay, so be watchful for those dates. But let's go through what I have here, and let's start off with a few of these coins and the type of coins that you're going to get. The Canadian series started in 1935, and of course they minted a lot in the first year. Excuse me, and a lot of them did survive the 1935. Okay, it's a different design. I don't have that available right now with me. I do have a 1936, which is the second year. This particular coin has a very good design on this one here, and this one here is more popular than the 1935. Extremely hard to find in grades 65, 66, and even 67. They will run you maybe $2,000 or $3,000 in that high grade. So if you do find a really nice one that can certify that high grade, definitely that's a keeper for you. But as far as picking it up in a nice BU, it should run about $40, $50. But when it gets to like Mint State 63, that'll run you about maybe $100. 64 it gets a little bit more, and when it gets to 65, then we're talking about a $400 or $500 coin. And of course, this particular date continues to increase in value. So this is a very nice type coin to get. It's a 1-year type coin, struck. This one here is a beautiful with nice full horizontal canoe lines on it. Nice luster, exceptionally clean of any contacts. So this is what you should try to acquire on your Canadian dollars. Okay, so 1936 is a very good year to acquire, and it's rare in MS65 or higher. Okay, and it gets pretty expensive. The 1935 first year you can pick up in 65 reasonably at 300. 66 is gets a little bit more expensive, and 67 definitely you'll be paying a couple $1,000s. But the 1936 is the more popular design, and is widely in demand in Canada and worldwide as far as being collected. So this is a good date to acquire if you're a Canadian collector. The next one we have is the 37 or 38 Canada dollar. This is what you're going to get. Normally, just 2 years are not really nicely struck. They're kind of weak, especially on the edge. They're kind of broad struck on the edge, so the rims are not fully defined, and that's the problem with the 37 and the 38. The 37 has a higher mintage. The 38 is a little bit more, and low mintage around 80,000, which is a little bit of a key date. And of course, a 37 and 65 are better. I haven't seen too many. In 66, 65 you can pick it up for, like $400 or $500. But when you get to 66, 67, then we're talking about a couple of $1,000s. The 38 in 65 would probably run you about $2,000 because that is more of a key date. The coin you're going to see it is nice white like this is what you want to get. Beautiful coin. The only date that has the only coins that you'll see that is fully struck, especially in the rims, are the specimen coins. Those are the equivalent of the proof coins struck in the U.S. And the specimen coins has better edge definition. Okay, so it's fully struck, and we're talking about 5,000 to 20,000, depending if it's a 1937 or a 1938. A 38 is extremely rare in a specimen strike. But on the reverse, again, this one here is a 38. So this is a very nice key date, 1938, with around 80,000. And of course, many of these 1938 coins were circulated and melted down. So this one here is very nice with nice horizontal canoe lines on it. And that is what you want to see. Nice full frosted white, just a gorgeous coin. Okay, and of course a 38 in 65 or 66 or better is going to run you from $2,000 up to $10,000. Okay, so these coins are extremely rare and very high grade and very difficult to locate. So that's a very nice coin. Next one is a 1939, and of course this is a commemorative 1-year type. This is when I guess King George visited Canada and the Parliament, and so this one is very nice. Also, the vintage on this one is plentiful, so you can pick it up easily in, regular mint state, brilliant uncirculated for about $20 or $30. When you get into mint state 65, it'll run you between $300 to $500. Anything higher than that, will be a couple of $1,000s. And sometimes this particular coin has also weak rims. So the ones that has full rims will be the specimen coins, and they're limited vintages around 100 coins or less, and they could run, up to $5,000 depending on how nice it is. And they were struck in matte finish, mirror finish, and of course the regular specimen. Okay, so need to be familiar with the different strikes. Okay, the best is of course the mirror specimen, and of course you should have some nice deep mirrors on the coin. Sometimes NGC or PCGS cannot or will not define the coin as a mirror. They'll just say it's a specimen. Okay, even though it is a mirror specimen, but there is some distinguishable things that you can look to find out if it's the mirror specimen or the matte specimen. So a nice mirror specimen is extremely rare. And on the reverse, you'll see the Parliament, and of course, very nice. And of course, when they're looking at the Parliament, they're looking at the full steps on the entrance. And that's the thing about these coins. So some of them will grade if it's full step, then of course you might end up paying a premium. But the thing I look for is nice appeal, nice frosty device on this one here, and this one is very nice. And of course this one here should grade at least a 64, maybe even a 65. But like I said, it's raw. Pick them up raw. It's easily attainable. And when you get to certified coins in 65 or better, you'll be paying a little bit more, up to $500. And then 66 I haven't seen, or 67. But a very nice coin to get if you're looking for really, really high grades. The next one here is a 1945. So basically after 1939, and there was a pause on the minting. So there is no 40, 41, 42, 43, or 44. They recontinued the silver dollar in 1945. And of course, in 1945, they use different types of dyes. They use chromium dyes, which were, in my opinion, not really the best. And of course, when they struck the coins, some of the coins were weakly struck on, especially in the rims and on the face. So it's broadly struck, and of course, very weak design. But they did use, in my opinion, some new dyes that gave a better strike to the coin. So depending on which dye was used, some you'll get nice strikes with full rims, and some will get really weak images and rims with the chromium dyes. Okay, so at least you'll be aware of those things. But the 1945 has a mintage of only around 38,000 coins. Many did see circulation after the continuation of the minting of the silver dollar, and of course, a lot of them did get melted down and widely circulated. So a nice MS65 or better is going to run you, $10,000 to $20,000. In my opinion, the 1945 is a key date, and in my opinion, a lot rarer in mint state condition than the 1948, which is the key date that has only about 18,000 coins minted. So, in my opinion, the 45 is more of a key date than the 1948. And I've been looking for a nice 1945, which I do have a nice one. That used a better die to strike the coin. So, be familiar with the different strikes of the 1945, and of course, 1945 has the basic canoe on the reverse. And of course, you want to be sure you got a nice strike on the canoe with nice horizontal lines going across the canoe. And of course, there are also varieties of the 1945, some with the repunch 5 or doubling on the 5. So be aware of those varieties, okay? And some of them have the initials just below King George's image. The HP sometimes could be doubled, quadrupled, struck. So those are some of the varieties that you can look for. So 1945 definitely is one of the dates I would definitely look after, especially if you're looking for a nice key date. Next one we have is 1946, also a very nice coin. Mintage on this is a little bit higher. I think it's maybe around 80,000 coins. Yeah, considered also a key date. Yeah, very hard to find in 65 or better. So this particular date will run you several $1,000s in MS65. I haven't seen a nice one certified by NGC or PCGS in 65, and I'm pretty sure if you do see one in MS65 or better, then we're talking about $2,000 or $3,000 up to $5,000 for the coin. And hopefully it has nice appeal and not always darkly toned The majority of coins that I see in MS65 are darkly toned and unappealing, so I would kind of hesitate to purchase those coins, because when it's time for me to liquidate, the buyer most likely will hesitate on buying a coin that is heavily toned. Okay, so just be careful when you're shopping for these coins. Be sure you're very picky on the appeal of these coins. Again, this is a 1946, very good date. And of course, the same thing with the 1946. It does come weakly struck, so be aware of the type of strikes you can get. Always try to get one with a full strike, exceptionally clean face and field. And you'll see the normal dye burns on the cheekbone and on the neck and also on the hair. That is something that you will normally see on these coins, because the coins are not fully struck. But if you do find one with a fully struck hair and no dye burns, then that's a very nice coin, especially if it's exceptionally mint state 65 or better. Okay, so 46 is a good date to acquire and add to your collection. Now, what we have here is the 1947. 47 has basically about many varieties, okay? But the 1947 blunt is the most common of all of them. But even in MS65, this coin will run you a couple of $1,000 to up to $10,000, depending on how nice it is. So 1947, with a nice strike like this, nice frosted canoe, is what you want to get. The 7, you'll see at the bottom of the 7 is more like blunt. It comes right across, okay, and it's short. So that is what you want to look for in the 47 blunt. Okay, doesn't have a curvature to it or a long tail as the pointed 7, which I will show you shortly. But the 47 has a mention of around 65,000 coins. Many of them did see circulation and melted down, so only a very few you'll see in very high grade in 65 or better. So that's why they're running, between $2,000 to $10,000, depending on how nice they are. So if you're looking for a 47 in really high grades, you might end up spending a little bit of money on it. So I've been a collector of Canadian coins for over 40 years, and as of yet, I haven't found one that I like, and only a few graded in MS65. Okay, so be aware that to get an MS65 collection or better on Canadian dollars is extremely difficult. Okay, and it will cost you a lot of money. On the reverse, King George VI. This one here is very nice, and as noted, you can still see the dye burns on the cheek and on the neck. Not so much on the hair, but this one here is a gorgeous coin. And when I get it certified, hopefully it'll come back a MS64. If it comes back an MS65, then I'm talking about, it worth a couple of $1,000. But in 64, I think it's worth me maybe $700 to $800 in its condition. And I know this is better than 63. It's exceptionally clean of any problems on the coin. So this is what you want to pick up. This is probably one of the nicer blunt 7 that I have available in my collection, and I tried to accumulate them. So I just don't have one. I have several because when I come across a nice one, and as long as I have the funds for it, I might end up buying it. The next one we have here is 1947, and this is the maple leaf one. And to the right of the 7, you'll see the maple leaf. And the 7 is a blunt 7. And of course, this one here is also very nice. In MS65, this would run about $4,000 up to 15 or even 20,000, depending on how nice it is. But in MS 64, 65, they've been moving up lately. They're running around $1,500 now. Okay, I remember when I used to buy these coins for a couple $100. Now their prices has gone up like crazy. A lot of collectors in the Canadian field, and of course, the Canadian silver dollar is one of those sets that they like to collect. And trying to achieve the best grade is extremely difficult, and prices keeps on moving up. And the 47 with the maple leaf is the transition from 47 to 48, which the Canadian Mint didn't have the dies for it. So to indicate that it was struck in 48, they put the maple leaf next to the 7. So this one here, as far as mintage on this one here, this one has a mintage of around 21,000 coins. And as I mentioned, many of these coins did see circulation. Okay, so it's very hard to find some really nice one. Because of the proof-like fields, a lot of them have a lot of bag marks, so it's be picky on looking for one that is really nice. Okay, and on of course the obverse again, this one here is better than most, and of course you'll see the dye burns on the cheek and on the neck, not so much on the hair. And this one here has nice proof-like fields. So this one here is definitely a very nice, better coin. Okay, and of course they did strike specimen coins for all these dates, and majority of them has a mintage of less than 100 coins struck in specimen. So if you come across a specimen coin, those are extremely rare, and in any condition, even though they're slightly impaired, they're still rare because the strike on the coin is really high quality. Okay, definitely will run you $5,000-$10,000 for a specimen strike. So again, the 47 maple definitely is one of the better dates variety that that you want to collect. Gorgeous coin, and one of the key dates as a Canadian collector. This is what you want to add to your collection. Now the last variety we have is the 47 pointed 7. Okay, in this case, the 7, if you look at the 7, it does have a long extension on the bottom of the 7. It curls up, and that is it's not the blunt 7. So that is what you want to look at on that 7. So this is the scarcer of the 3. And of course, this one here is hard to find in really nice condition. This one here is not too bad, very nice. Better than most, exceptionally clean of contacts, nice horizontal line. And like I said, the 7 is the longer one. As far as mintage, this one here is still unknown in my opinion. Nothing specific, but I would estimate probably around 10 to 15,000 coins were struck with the pointed 7. And this one here is the most expensive of the 3 major varieties: the blunt, the maple, and the pointed. This is the more expensive of the 3. And in 65 or better, we're talking about $15,000 to $20,000 probably if it was MS65 or better. I haven't seen one in MS65 in a long time. Very hard to find. King George here looks nice. This one here has a better strike as far as the dye burns, not as significant on the jaw and on the neck. So this one here is a very nice coin. I would grade it probably a nice 63. So this is a gorgeous piece. Right now in MS63, this coin is, you'll see this on eBay selling between $15,000 and $2,000 for this particular coin. So a nice coin to add to your collection if you are wanting to collect Canadian silver dollars. Definitely one that you want to put aside, and the value of these coins will continue to increase, so you can't go wrong. The last one we have here, uh, we're skipping to 1948. 1948 is the key date. Mintage on it is about 18,000 coins. Circulated 1948 will run you between $15 to $2,000, and anything better than that could even run you a little bit more. There are MS64 that'll run 6 to 7,000, and MS65 will run you, probably 20, 30,000 if it's really nice. Okay, I do have two. They're both certified NGC PCGS. Very nice, but since they're not in capsules like this, I'll just put them aside for now and just talk about it. The last we have here is the 1949. Now, the 1949 is a common date. They took exceptional care on how they minted it and how they handled it. So the majority of these coins you'll see in really pristine condition, nice gem BU proof-like. So you'll see a lot of these coins readily available. Many were kept, so many survived. And you can pick these up for like $40, $50 in really nice condition, okay? When you get into 66, 67, you can still pick them up for a couple of $100 in this particular grade because they're plentiful, okay? So if you're looking for a type, you could get yourself a nice BU. They all look like they're proof-like. They got nice mirror fields, and so they're exceptionally well struck, nice rims, and of course, in the reverse, you'll see it's a 1 year type. You'll see the ship. Okay, so that is a 1 year type for this coin, and of course the strike. And the fields are always gorgeous on these 1949. Very popular coin, highly desirable, easily attainable, 1 year type. So this one here, don't stress about getting high grades. There are plenty high grades. Okay, but if you really want to get, in 65, you can pick it up for a couple $100. 66 is a little bit more. 67, then we're talking about a little bit higher price, maybe $500 to $800. Okay, specimens, true specimens. Sometimes the specimens are not really specimens; they're just high grade proof-like. Okay, so don't get. Be careful. Be sure you get it certified that it is a true specimen, because a true specimen is going to run you probably around between 2,000 and 5,000, depending on how nice the coin is. But the 49 is a very nice coin. Okay, but it is a common coin, easily attainable. There's a lot, so this one here, you can take your time acquiring it. So this I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 coins that you can add to your collection. And if you like Canadian dollars, like I said, these are very nice choices. These coins will continue to increase in value. Just be picky. Be sure you get ones that are very nice, appealing coins, minimum bag marks. And don't forget, there are die burns on the coins. Don't, if the die burns are not significant, you can still pick those up, okay? That is not a wear, okay, on the coin, okay? If you're looking at the high points, right, if it's worn down, you should be able to tell that from a die burn, okay? These are beautiful coins. These are rare coins in high grades. These coins, in my opinion, will continue to increase in the value, okay? So if you want to type, just the key dates. Just pick up the best you can afford at the time. Try to minimum get them in mint state condition, MS60 or better, okay? And that's the way you want to get because when it's time for you to sell, a circulated coin is likely to get discounted. Okay, so an uncirculated coin, hopefully you'll get a good price plus a premium over what you paid for it. Hopefully you like the Canadian silver dollar to collect. A very nice collection if you want to complete the whole collection that is still attainable. Uh, this will help grow your collection, its value, and you'll have a very nice collection. And then when you do retire, it'll give you a nice return on your investment. Well, hopefully this information helps out. And if it does, that's the main goal, is to help you know what to buy and why you're buying it. Okay? Don't just go buy and don't know about it. Do your due diligence and do your research on the coin, the date, the way it's struck, because those are the things that will determine the value of the coin. Okay? And definitely, if there is the demand for the coin, it will always continue to increase. So hopefully you're getting a good idea on these coins. Hopefully I'm helping you out. Hopefully you like what you see. So please subscribe to my channel, like, share, ring the bell so you'll get notified when I have new videos that I have online for you. Till next time, you have a great day.